Alright, Diablo players, let's go over how can we get over 300 resources on our character. Now, this could apply to not just the rogue, but other classes may want this too. And the reason why you want this is because you can get a special bonus on Banished Lord's Talisman. Every 275 that you spend, you get a guaranteed overpower. That's going to give you massive amounts of damage. And a lot of builds can really rely on overpower to kind of carry them through. Even though in Season 9 it is getting a nerf, it's still just another damage multiplier. So for starters, the whole point of this video is to show you guys how to get lots of resources. So let's go over it. Now, this isn't just going to be for rogue. I'll go over some of the other things, but it's going to be mainly focusing in on the rogue because I was seeing some of the comments. You guys had questions on how do I have no cooldown on my ultimate skill? And then you could apply this to a lot of different builds. But it really comes down to getting cooldown reduction and your resources. Cooldown doesn't really matter too much for our build because we have a special specialization for the rogue that gives us additional cooldown. And there's always other ways to get even more cooldown with, let's say, the boss powers, or even in Season 9, the new spellcrafting powers will give you extra cooldown. Or they could give you resources, because you need to get resources, again, for Banished Lord's Talisman. That's going to be kind of a part of the focus, because the main reason why people want to get massive resources is usually because of this and also the Cax rune. The Cax rune will then spend all your resources and you get a bonus for a short duration. But let's go ahead and go over for starters. So you don't have to have Harlequin. I mean, you can play this in a lot of different builds. You just need specifically on the helmet department, you can get resources. Now, depending on the class that you play, it will say sometimes it could say energy instead of resources, or like if you're playing like the Sorc class, it'll say like maximum mana, but like it's the same thing. Maximum mana is your class's maximum resource. In the rogue's case, it's energy. For barbarian, it is fury, but they're essentially the same thing. Some classes have uniques and or offhands that can give you also maximum resource, and then also in the amulet department, you can also get maximum resource. But we're not going to only cover just the resource number. We will also talk about specifically how to maintain your resources as well, because that ties into, well, the reason why people want to get more resources, usually that you have something to spend, right? But helmet department, as well as some uniques, like for example these Beastfall boots, they're pretty important for this season and even in next season if you want to play the Death Trap build. It's going to give you more maximum resource. You can also get it in the amulet department, but in the amulet department there is kind of a double-edged sword. You want to usually run Banished Lords, right? And there's also aspects. The class that you play has aspects sometimes that do revolve around getting some sort of a bonus. Now, this is called Galvanize on the rogue, but there could be some other ones for other classes that you may want to consider running as well to give you even more maximum energy or mana or fury. Those are your main sources. But another thing that works with the rogue, and I'm going to go ahead and exit here so you guys can kind of see how it builds up. So you can see we have 306. Now, one thing that's important when you're trying to do these calculations is make sure that you have all of your buffs up, because it is very important to check your stats properly. In Diablo 4, a lot of your bonus stats, if you were to like look at your character's like stat sheet, where it says your crit damage, crit chance, a lot of these don't work inside of town because you don't happen to have a lot of your buffs up. You can see my energy right now is 250, but if I keep on attacking, I'm going to get more. And why do I get more? It's not with Blade Shift. But what it is with our key passive. So with rogue in particular, there could be other ones for other classes. We're talking key passives or in the passive tree to get you extra resources for your build, right? So momentum gives us extra because we can get 10 stacks of what's called momentum, and that can give us 30% maximum energy if we have all of those stacks. But once they're like met there, we don't really need to maintain it unless you use like a marksman skill, which we don't use in our build, but some of these will have some sort of condition. But another great source of extra resources is the Elixir of Resourcefulness. This can actually help out quite a bit. Also, in some classes, like the Barbarian, I think the Magnum Opus can give you additional resources as well. So check out for certain uniques on your class. Just trying to make this video kind of a blanket video that go over more than just the rogue, but we will be kind of highlighting the rogue for infinite resources because, again, that's the reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place. So, again, the magic number that you want to try to reach is specifically 275. Every 75 that you get will be a bonus to our key passive our specialization bonus here, preparation, which is going to make it so every 75 we spend, we get to reduce our ultimate's cooldown by 5 seconds. So that means if we have spent 150 energy, that is 10 seconds on cooldown. Now, if we spend 300, that's 20 seconds cooldown reduction for our ultimate, which that's pretty good. You can see my cooldown over here is 9.85. I have way more cooldown than is necessary. And you may also want to masterwork to hit on that maximum resource or cooldown reduction for your build. You also want to masterwork and get any uniques, because again, I'm trying to make this video for more than just the rogue. So on your weapon, if it's like Opus or any unique that gives you plus ranks, or it could give you cooldown reduction for whatever skill that you're using, lock in with that. Another thing to mention, if you are running an ultimate build, a lot of times getting extra ranks into your ultimate will also give you cooldown reduction. You can see Vehemence over here gives me an additional 2 ultimate skill ranks. The more skill rank points we have, the more that it gives us in terms of cooldown. You can see if it's rank 18, I have a 10-second cooldown, which I could still use this infinitely. It's no problem at all. But I can go up to like 20 seconds without any problems with cooldown. But if I put more points into it, you can see again the number changed. Oh, at some point though, it's because we got the extra bonus. At some point, when you are putting points into something, it will give you like less and less cooldown as you put more points. And sometimes there's a break point where it cannot exceed, I believe, 75% cooldown in Diablo is the maximum. If you ever played Diablo 3, it's kind of the same. You can't really get, you can get in your stat sheet, you can get 100% like a cooldown reduction, but it won't actually give you 100% cooldown reduction. It just has a cap in the game. But nonetheless, let's talk about also extra resources and how we can recover. So in your weapon, I don't have it on mine, but if we just get any like weapon, a lot of weapons, you can get a chance to restore primary resource. So if we go to like a staff, just so we can see like the big number, let's go to the staff over here. So you can get on the modifier, chance to restore primary resource. You can also get this on your gloves, but you can see, like, especially on a two-hander over here, I just want to show you guys the numbers. So you have a chance, and there's no point, by the way, to go over 100% as far as I'm aware of. There was some bug with resource cost reduction, which when you would spend, it would kind of bug out, especially on Spiritborn. But as far as I'm aware of, there is no point to getting over 100% primary resource like restoration. There is a point, though, if you want to get more lucky hit chance, that matters. But you cannot exceed the amount that you have because you only have 100% resource. Like, that's maximum of your resource, right? But it does not increase like the lucky hit chance. So keep in mind with this, you may not want to masterwork it. But the reason why I'm mentioning like chance to restore resource is this is how some builds kind of function. There were some rogue builds out there that were doing this to restore resource, but I can tell you, you don't need it. Aftermath will solve all of your problems. So you can see Aftermath gives us the ability, when we have an ultimate, we get to heal for 6% of our maximum life, but after we use an ultimate, we get 300 energy. So that 300 energy is how we recover from the Beast Vault boots, consuming all of our resources. And again, this is the same thing if you run the Cax rune. This can really help out restore your resources because, well, when we cast the ultimate, it just gives us infinite resource. This is how I have infinite resource, and it ties into the cooldown because with preparation, we get 20 seconds of it every single time we spend 75, and I'm spending, well, all of it every single time because it consumes all of our energy. This is also the same if you use the Cax rune. This could be something that you can look at. I don't know if I have it in here, but there is a rune that consumes all of your resource, and that one will also be something to consider. There's also the Zek rune. If you need that cooldown because it ties into your progression, if you're like, oh, I don't have the cooldown yet to run, you know, your build, I'm still getting my master working, hey, it's fine. You can run the Zek rune. There's also one that gives you flat cooldown reduction of everything, but this one is just objectively better if you happen to have it. But also look at your boss powers. This will go into Season 9 as well. In Season 9, there is going to be some sort of like spellcraft powers that also will give you extra cooldown. So lock in with some of those, and keep in mind, it's not like when you first make your character that you will be able to just instantly lock it and have infinite spam and ultimate when you're still leveling. If you're still leveling, it's going to take time, and some of these are just extra stepping stones like the boss powers or running other runes, or even sometimes running things on your Paragon tree or the board. So like over in your Paragon, some classes also have cooldown reduction over here. Like in particular, the Rogue, you have some extra trap cooldown reduction, and this could apply to other builds as well. Rogue unfortunately doesn't have extra energy, but I know with Barbarian there is plus Fury on the Paragon board, so if you really want to try to get even more, you can run those. Look at the aspects as well. Again, other classes may differ, and then also things that can kind of help out, like with Starless Skies, getting that resource cost reduction can kind of help out with certain builds. Again, I'm trying to make this video guide mainly about resources and to kind of upkeep your energy or resource, and this way you guys can spend it again and again. But yeah, look at getting a chance to restore primary resource on hit. You can get it in your gloves as well. In the amulet, even though I mentioned you can get resources, it's a little bit rough. There is technically also, just so this video shows everything here. Now, I wouldn't recommend this with anyone, but technically Melted Heart of Slick does give you 60 resource, but this item is absolutely trash. It's one of the worst mythics in the game. But if you want to, that is another way, because maybe someone's playing some crazy, you know, non-meta build and you just need the number resource. Hey, go ahead and try out that one and have some fun with it. But those are the main areas that I wanted to go ahead and focus in on for the video. But remember, look at your key passive. This can really help out, again, getting the extra 10 stacks. There's also some energy recovery, where is it? While below 50% maximum energy, you gain increased attack speed. Therefore, you could run, again, stuff that would give you, let's say, a lucky hit chance. Lucky hit chance, I already showed you guys before on the weapon department. Depending if it's a one or two-hander, there's also, you can get, I think there's resource cost reduction. Yes, you can get resource cost reduction as well. Again, this ties into the whole resource mechanic for certain builds. But as far as it goes with Rogue, yeah, if you want to be able to spam infinitely, it's just you need to be able to spend the 275 again and again, and then also make sure you have 275 as far as your energy, and then getting 10 points into Aftermath is the one that you want. And the reason why it's 10 instead of 11, because I was talking about 275, right? This gives you the last 25 that you need. And just, again, masterwork here, and then if you have a very specific niche build, there can be uniques with cooldown reduction or resources, and again, just masterwork those. But hopefully this video guide helped you guys out as far as trying to get the rogue build or other builds for other classes. Let me know if there's any other great tips down below, and I'll go ahead and update it with like the pin. But anyways, that's how you guys can maximize your resources in rogue, as well as just, you know, energy efficiency with other classes. But thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit subscribe, turn the bell if you guys would like to see more, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.